Hello everyone. In this video we are going to discuss about looping statements. Look at the first point. Repeating the execution of a body based on a condition. Looping is nothing but an repeating which repeats the execution of a body based on a condition. If the condition is true, it repeats the execution of a body. If the condition is false, it exits from the loop. Is same as an if condition. If the condition is true, it goes inside a if block and prints the if statement. If the condition is false, it comes out of the if block. It exits from the if block. The in if condition we can print only one condition at a time, but here if we use looping statement we can print multiple times by using an increment decrement operation. Now you understand difference between a condition and then looping statements. Now, second point, one complete iteration of a loop body is known as iteration. Now, concentrate. If I have to print 1 to 5 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have to give an increment operation I plus plus. I have to print 1 to 5, right? One value is incremented for an every iteration. First iteration prints only one. That is known as one complete iteration. Okay? There are three types of looping statements: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. First one, for loop. For loop provide a mechanism to repeat a task until a particular condition is true. All the looping statements have the same definition: a mechanism to repeat a task until a particular condition is satisfied or true. All the looping statements have the same definition for a looping statement. Okay, it repeats the execution of a program if the condition is true. Okay, if the condition is satisfied, then only we are going to execute the for block or while block or do while block. Okay, next one. For loop is usually known as definite loop because the programmer knows exactly how many times the loop will repeated. Okay, I will explain this point in syntax. Now see the syntax. For initialization, condition and iteration. Int I equal to 0, b equal to 0. These are the initialization. We know the initialization of an variable in variable section. Correct, right? It is a condition. If we have to print 1 to 5, int a equal to 1 is an initialization. Condition I is less than or equal to 5 is an condition. Iteration I plus plus is an iteration. We have to increment the value by 1. And here we can write what statement we have to print. We can write in for block. Okay, here see what is mean by initialization. It gets executed one time before executing of a code block. If the compiler came here first only one time visit the initialization part, next time it won't come and meet the initialization part. You have to understand that one. Next one, condition. It defines the condition for executing the code. It will execute every iteration. If the condition is true, the compiler goes inside of a for block and prints the statement. If the condition is satisfied, it goes inside a for block and prints the for block. Okay, first statements. If the condition is false, it exits from the for block, which means for loop. Okay, if the condition is satisfied, it goes to it. Not it doesn't go directly condition part. First, it goes to iteration part. It will increment or decrement, which the operation we've given. It will do that operation. After incrementation, it goes to condition part. If the condition is satisfied, it goes inside the for block and prints the if for loop. And then if the condition is false, it exits from the for loop. Now you understand initialization, condition and iteration. Now look at the flowchart for loop. First we have to initialize a variable, and then condition, and then increment and decrement. First the compiler checks initialization part. We are initialized a variable. It goes to condition part. If the condition is true, it prints the statement. After printing the statement, it goes to increment and decrement part. If after incrementation and decrementation, it goes to condition part. If that condition is satisfied, it goes and made the statement. After execution, it goes to increment and decrement part. Like this only the process will goes on. If that condition is false, then exit from the for loop. Here also same. In second flowchart also same syntax, but somewhat difference in writing style. Correct, right? Starts the for loop, First checks the compiler initialization. If there is no initialization of a variable, compile time error will come. After initialization, it checks the condition. If the condition is true, it goes and prints the statement. After executing the statement, increment or decrement operation will done. After doing that incrementation decrementation operation, checks the condition. Like that only the process will goes on. If that condition is false, then only exit from the for loop. Now I will give an example for this for loop. Look the program. I was created a class name as for loop statement, and then I was created public static main method. Here the execution of a Java program starts. Now, first example, print 1 to 5 numbers by using for loop. Okay, we know the syntax for loop. First, here, first part, we initialized a variable. Second one, we given a condition I less than or equal to 5. Why? Because we have to print 1 to 5 only. So that's why in condition we given I less than or equal to 5. Here I was given I plus plus increment operator. Why? I have to print 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Here you see I initially 1 and next iteration I have to print 2, which is nothing but an 1 plus 1, and then third I have to print 2 plus 1 and so on. Here the I value is every iteration incremented by 1 1. So first iteration I value is 1, second iteration I value is 2, and third iteration I value become 3, and plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is same. So that's why I was given I plus plus. Otherwise we will give I plus 1 also. I equal to I plus 1. Like this also we can give sys out. I am going to print I equal to plus I. See the working principle of for loop. First, we initialized a variable which is nothing but in memory is located for I variable. Only one time the compiler meets in first part. Next, it will check the condition 1 is less than or equal to 5. The condition is true or false. The condition is true, then goes inside and prints I value as I equal to 1 is printed. 1 is printed. Then it goes to increment part. I equal to I plus 1. We are going to increment an value by 1. So I value became 2. And then here condition will check 2 less than or equal to 5. The condition is true or false. True. Then goes inside and prints this I value equal to 2. Now the I value is what? 2 is an I value. So here it comes to increment part. 2 plus 1 becomes 3, and then it goes to condition 3 is less than or equal to 5. True or false? It is true, and comes inside the for loop body and prints the statement I equal to 3. Now we know I value became 3. So 3 plus 1 what? 4. 4 is less than or equal to 5 is true or false? It became true. Now I value is 4, and then I value printed 4. Now it comes to increment part. I value is 4. 4 plus 1 became 5. 5 is less than or equal to 5 is true, and then goes inside and prints I value as 5, and comes to increment part. 5 plus 1 became 6. 6 is less than or equal to 5 is true or false? It became false, and then it exits from the for loop without executing any statement. Here we can give I equal to I plus 1 also. Otherwise we can give I plus plus also. Okay, it gives the same result. Look at the output also. Yeah, it gives the same result. Now the next example is print even numbers. We can print even numbers by two ways. First, type 1 for loop. First one is we have to initialize a variable int I equal to 2, and then I less than or equal to until 10 I equal to I plus 2. You know, if we add 2 plus 2 what? 4. 4 plus 2 6. 6 plus 2 8. Like that. Okay, now you understand why I was given I plus 2. Now I am going to print I value only. As of now I will hide this printing statement. See. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Even numbers get printed. Okay. Hide this one. In type 2. Here it is type 1. Type 2. If any number divisible by 2, it is an even number, right? Int I equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Now I am going to use if condition. If I modulo 2, modulo gives remainder value 0, then it is an even number. Now I am going to print. Run the program. See, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. In this example, I am incrementing two values at a time. 2 at a time. Here in the if I am checking if condition. If any value I value is divided by 2, it is an even number. In interview point of view, I will give some examples for loop. Okay, all we know the syntax for loop is int I equal to 1 and then condition I less than 5, I plus plus, and then printing statement sys out. We know what the output 1, 2, 3, 4, because I was given less than only. If I give equal, 1 to 5 will be executed. Okay, without initialization, can we give only semicolon here and then above we have to initialize a variable? This will possible. Check the output. Yes, this will possible. In initialization part, if we give semicolon only and then above we have to give an initialization value, it will possible. Next, if I remove initialization of a variable, if I give here value, the output will come. Yes, there is no mistake in this program also. We can declare here and we can initialize the value here also. Okay. Now you have one doubt. Here I will declare a variable and initialize a variable. And then here I will give only I. Is this possible? No. Error will come. See, error came. When we have to give initialization and declaration here also, outside of a for loop also, leave this initialization part as an empty. Otherwise you will give here inside of your for loop also initialization of a value. These two will be possible, not only like this. Okay, this is also not possible in loop. Increment operator, there is no error, but initially the I value is 1. It comes here, I value is incremented by 1, it became 2, and then prints. See the output. See, 2 is printed. It increment the value and then checks the condition is satisfied, prints the value. It comes to increment part and checks the condition and came to printing the statement. The compiler makes only one time the initialization part. You know, right, this one? Now we are going to see what is infinite loop in for loop. This is a normal example for an for loop. Initialization, condition, increment, decrement. See the output. 1 to 5 is printed. Correct, right? If I remove increment, what will happen? See the output. It is an infinite loop. 1000, 2000, 1 lakh times. We don't know infinity times one is get printed because there is no increment operator. So I stop the program. In this case also we will get an infinite loop. See the output? Yeah. If I gave this I plus plus increment operation, the loop gets finite. If I remove condition, what will happen? See, here also infinite loop came. If I add condition to that for loop, see the output, finite loop came. Correct, right? How to convert infinite loop to a finite loop? By using break statement. Okay, break. See the output. It prints only one value, break statement is there, and then exit from the for loop. If I am not given any condition, I am removing that one, and then I was right. If condition, if I less than or equal to 5, then break. Okay, save the program and run the program. See, only one is gets printed. Why? Because only one gets printed. It goes here. If I value is less than or equal to 5, breaks the loop. I value is 1, 1 is less than or equal to 5. That is true. So break. It exits from the for loop. If I gave I is greater than or equal to 5, see the output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I value is greater than or equal to 5. If I value is 5 also, it loops the for it executes the statement. Okay, greater than or equal to 5. If the value of I became 6, then only the condition became false. So that's why the next one not get executed, exit from the for loop. For your understanding, I will give 10 here. 1 to 10 only the values gets executed. See the output. Now you understand how to become a infinite loop to a finite loop. In interview point of view, infinite loop to conversion of infinite loop to finite loop is very important. Okay, by using break statement we can convert an infinite loop to a finite loop. In next part we will discuss about an while and do while loop with an simple examples.